All these movies suck.
Boy, it's been a tough start to 2026 for the horror genre. I mean, yeah, Scream 7 made money, but let's be honest, it was a pretty weak film. Probably the worst of the franchise. The Bride, less said about that, the better. Psycho Killer, nobody saw that but me. Undertone, again, started well, but ended poorly. This past weekend, however, gave us the release of the latest film in the horror genre for the year of our Lord, 2026. They Will Kill You. So, what do we have here? Is They Will Kill You a, good film, a return to form, maybe a positive step in the right direction for the horror genre this year, or is this yet another misstep? Well, before we answer that, let's talk a little bit about the plot for the film They Will Kill You.
Well, let's talk. Come on.
They Will Kill You follows Asia Reeves. She's an ex-con who, 10 years prior, attempted to kill her abusive father to protect her sister. Well, the father lived, he kept the sister, but she got locked up. Now, she takes a housekeeping job in a fancy New York high-rise. Because obviously nothing bad has ever happened in a mysterious building with a history of disappearances. Naturally, she soon discovers the residents are part of a satanic cult, and what follows is a night of survival, revenge, and increasingly creative ways to turn everyday objects into murder weapons. So, what works in this film? Well, Zazie Beetz plays Asia. Now, she's been in some really decent stuff over the years. Deadpool 2, The Joker, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die from earlier this year, which I loved. And she's really solid in this. She's pretty badass. She's ferocious and fully committed, basically dragging the movie forward through sheer force of will. Second, the film's wild, over-the-top energy and action is absolutely bonkers. It's inventive, it's chaotic, it has great set pieces that lean hard into gore and dark humor. Also, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Yes, Beetz is a tiny girl. She's 5'6", 130 pounds. She's ripping through characters bigger than her. But it never comes across as like one of these infallible girl boss films. It's like the movie understood its assignment to be as outlandish and crazy as possible and accepted it with relish. In other words, if you've ever thought, what if subtlety just didn't exist? Well, this movie has you covered. Also, the effects in this movie are really top-notch. The kills are gory and bloody and over-the-top and crazy and fun. And it works. It works real well.
That was crazy.
So what doesn't work in this film? Well, probably the biggest criticism is it does feel very derivative. The whole thing feels like somebody binged-watched Tarantino and Sam Raimi films and decided to cosplay as both without quite nailing either. Also, the story's a bit thin and underdeveloped. The characters are underdeveloped, especially outside of your main character or two. Once you scrape away the blood and the chaos, there's really not much substance underneath. Still, with all its flaws, and there are plenty, They Will Kill You has a certain chaotic charm. It's loud, it's messy, it's completely unafraid to be ridiculous. And honestly, that's probably why it feels like the kind of movie that a few years from now, people will rediscover at 1 a.m. and insist is secretly brilliant. This movie has cult classic written all over it. It's a lot of fun. Just don't think too much about it. Go in with the right mindset and enjoy. So, we'll have to see how it does in the box office, but I really think this movie might be the turning point for horror this year.
I hope it becomes a cult classic.
Well, that's all I have for you this week. Tune in next week where I give you my thoughts and my feelings on whatever I've seen. In the meantime, click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment or a question, share this video with friends and enemies alike, and as always, thank you for giving me your valuable time, and I'll see you next week. Take care.